Let's talk money, baby. Welcome, my name is Pedro Porto, and I have created this channel for it to be a bridge between those that are interested in HR and those that are working in HR. Last week we spoke about why HR exists, and then we agreed that it has to do with efficiency. But now let's talk about money, baby. So we have spoken about efficiency, but now I'd like to talk a bit more how HR achieves that. And then it's very much a reflection of all the culture and the soil, let's say, where HR works. Because there are two ways that HR look at an employee. An employee can be a cost to the company, or an employee can be an asset to the company. And I'm not talking about politically correct terms, I'm really talking financial terms here. Assets and costs. Keep that in mind on our discussion going forward. So an HR that see their employees as a cost, it is interest in the bottom line. So in the end of the day, after your organization has paid everything that needs to be paid, it has the depreciation, it has the taxes, that's how much money you have left in the end. That's the bottom line, right? So in order to contribute to that, HR will be very focused on costs and how we can minimize those, or how can it minimize those. So it will be about conversations of salary levels among the workforce, about what type of minimal requirements they can have. It will be, depending where you are in the world, a lot of conversation about the union with the unions, about the benefits and the overall package that each employee has, and try to understand that from this perspective, an employee is just part of a big machine, is a cog in a very big machine. So as a cog, you want to make its cost as low as possible, then yes, this somewhat dehumanizes the employee, but we'll discuss that also in another video. Keep that topic in the back of your mind. So the second philosophy or way to see an employee, it is an asset. And what does it mean? It means that HR will be interested of how much money that employee can generate to the company, or actually how much revenue it can generate to the company. So the preoccupation will be a bit different. It will not be on salary levels, but actually how you can optimize that person to give their best. It will be about where strategically that person fits best, how we can nurture that person to become an even better asset to the company and bring even more revenue in. So this HR will be interested, once again, in driving revenue up instead of working on the bottom line. And then of course, a lot of organizations, they will have a mixed approach by it. You have some positions that will be considered costs and other positions that will be considered assets, and how you can figure it out that. If you are in a position that is, let's say, a blue worker related, so you have a lot of manual labor, or if you are in a position where you have a lot of competition and there are a lot of people out there that could, in theory, take your job, most likely HR will be looking at your position as a cost. If you're in a position that doesn't have a lot of competition, or that is very specific and there are very few people in the world can do it, or if you are in a position that you are responsible to generate revenue directly, let's say marketing or commercial departments, or consultants drive revenue. They're not costs, not to the consultancy company anyway. So if you are in that type of position, then you are an asset. And then it is possible to have a transition, to have employees that start as a cost, and with time they develop, they grow, and they become assets to the company. And the vice versa is also possible. You have employees that become, well, that join in, they're really excited, and they are huge assets to the company. However, with time, they become costs. And then before you say, they lost the motivation, is the employee fault? No, my friend, not necessarily. The market can change the circumstances of one's job. What was strategic one day, it's not strategic on the next. What is generating a lot of revenue one day, it's not on the next, and vice versa. Some positions, they are not sunken costs, but they cost the company. And then boom, there's a change. Top, numero uno, hire more. And then you will be thinking, how can I figure it out? If I'm not sure about my position inside the organization, is there any way that HR can give me a tip? What type of HR it is? Yes, my friend, I'll give you a tip for life. Don't judge people, organizations, groups by what they say, but how they behave. So if your HR in your organization is under, let's say, finance department or under the operations department, well, these departments, they are focused on cost. They are focused on optimization. So most likely your HR practices in its majority will be cost driven. But in the other way, if you have HR sitting, let's say, connected to the strategic department, or it is a department on itself, is sitting together with the senior management, then you have a good chance that your HR is looking at employees as an asset, as ways to bring in money in. Well, that's some food for thought, right? Do this as a homework. Try to figure it out. One, where is your HR sitting? It is sitting under finance, under operations, under strategy, under market. Where is it? And two, look at your own position. Is it a position that a lot of people can do it? Or you have a very, very specific type of technical skills that only you have? Or maybe you're working alone and then bada bing, bada boom, you're both at the same time. And actually do a third exercise. What is the behavior that you see in your organization? It is about a lot of salary conversations. It is about development. What it is about? Leave in the comments, send me a message, let's have a conversation. That's what I have for today. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Pedro, out.